Good morning, Internet. Today we are doing a new segment that I would like to call History Meme Review. We're doing this today. I'm very excited for this. I found a lot of really good memes. But first, so I'm going to record this one today, potentially with a guest appearance by this little guy, my cat Mew. He is my emotional support cat because I was diagnosed with PTSD. Amazing little guy, super affectionate. I love him. So, our first meme. Your largest export is food. Your largest export is internet domains. Your largest export is Independence Days because at one point Britain owned the world. The saying is actually that the sun never sets on the British Empire, which is still true today because I know you've got African countries that are British. Of course, you have the United Kingdom, and you also have Canada. So yeah, pretty much never sets on the United Kingdom or the British Empire. They're still handing out Independence Days, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many more Independence Days they're going to hand out, but there are probably more to come. Give it time. Our next one. This is actually a pretty cool little fun fact that Charles Darwin and Steve Irwin actually owned the same tortoise in 1835. Charles Darwin, you're the best, Harriet. Tortoise Harriet. Love you too, Darwin. And in 1995, you have Steve Irwin and Harriet. That is such a touching thing. I love that. I love how long tortoises live. You have the guy that studied Darwinism and how evolution works, and then the guy that just loves nature, which is awesome. Our next one. Colorized July 1776, the beginning of the American Revolution. You owe me like $1, man. You'll have to kill me for it. And so begins the American Revolution. It was on taxes. A big misconception is people think it's just tea bags that were being taxed. No, it was like gigantic, huge blocks of tea. Um, it was a huge tax. I know 2% doesn't sound like a lot, but it was, especially on that much tea because it was supposed to be good for like a decade, I believe. I think it was good for like 1 cup for the next 10 years. On to our next one. Every time a foreign power tries to invade Russia during during the winter, good luck because it's pretty much impossible to invade Russia in the winter. You come up here, hey little guy. Hey, Mr. Mew. Again, Mew is back. He is my Pokemon Cal Cat. You go say hi to the camera, huh? Go say hi. He's sitting here purring. Ooh, this will make for a good thumbnail. What'd you see? All right, so yeah, pretty much everybody that has ever tried to invade Russia during the winter has died. Even the Nazi Party, when they invaded Russia, they did not make it very far because they started invading, I believe, in July, and by the time winter rolled around, they had no coats, no food, and they were just dying off. On to the next one. When I hear the phrase "men don't start drama," literally all of world history is just men starting drama. From let's see, you've got the Prussian, Byzantine, pretty much yeah, the Roman Catholic, the Crusades, Genghis Khan literally resetting mathematics by burning Iran. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know that story, maybe that's something that we should get into. Tell me down below if you would like for me to talk about how Genghis Khan reset the world's mathematics by going scorched earth on Iran. That's actually a pretty interesting story. But yeah, as far as back as you can go, men have started every war, wanting land, wanting money, wanting slaves, or in some cases, just bragging rights, I guess. Looking at you, Japan, 1945, wanting to keep your entire party that wanted nothing but war. But hey, you know, let they did not get to keep all their land, thankfully, or those people. Emperor Hirohito was the only one that was left. All right, so now we're looking at the Treaty of Versailles summed up. You're not being fair. I'm not trying to be fair. I don't know whose voice that is. I can't. I don't know too much about Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. But the Treaty of Versailles summed up is definitely the end of World War One. I believe they were billions, if not trillions, of dollars in debt on Germany's side. Germany had to pay a shit ton of money. They actually weren't expected to pay it off until something like 2016. It was supposed to take like 100 plus years to pay it off. It was not fair at all. And also, a lot of people claimed that it would only be a peace treaty for 20 years, basically a 20-year ceasefire, which a lot of people were correct. 20 years later, World War II kicked off, which I'm surprised the Cold War didn't become one, but I'm very happy about that. Now, on to the next one. Oh, I've heard about this guy. I love World War II history, so this was something that I was actually very excited to learn about. A Native American man named Joseph Medicine Crow was fighting in World War II when he completed the four tasks required to become a war chief. He touched an enemy without killing them, took an enemy's weapon, led a successful war party, and stole 50 horses from a German camp. Dude was literally doing side quests before side quests were a thing in World War II. It was there was no like amending how to become a war chief in his camp, and he really, I don't know if he wanted to become a war chief or not, but he did complete every single task, because I know the biggest one was you had to steal an enemy's horse, which, World War II, there weren't too many horses around. A lot of it was becoming what we know today as the Jeeps, the Humvees, the tanks. um However, I believe the story goes that the United Forces were getting ready to set fire or to heavily assault this one camp when he seen a horse corral, and he wanted to steal all the horses and set them free, which he did successfully. By the time he got them out, it was sunrise and the onslaught had begun. We won that battle, and he became a war chief, which was really awesome. Mad respect for that guy. Kids in Sparta living heavy shit. Kids in Athens learning mental shit. Kids today, Instagrammer 22 says learning about World War II is bad for kids' mental health. History's not pleasant. Just learn about it, because if you don't learn history, it dooms itself to repeat itself. I'm copying that. You guys will never know what that was. I'm gonna have to crop that. But yeah, history is very important. I think it should be taught as is. Of course, I know history is written by the victor, which over exaggerates numbers and all kinds of stuff. Learning like about World War II is probably one of the most important events in recent history. Of course, you have all the rights movements that have happened in the last 100 years. There's a topic that I'm going to be talking about next year was the Holocaust before the Holocaust, but that will be a topic for next year. It's very important to be learning history as is, so we are not doomed to repeat it. I believe that is George Washington. Whoever's humming the Jaws theme is gonna get slapped. When I first read that one, I don't know what I read at the end, but that would suck to be traveling through waters and you just hear bottom, bottom, bottom. I would hate my life. I would have so much anxiety. Oh my god, this is so true. In every painting I've ever seen of him, Benjamin Franklin looks like somebody just stole his parking spot. That's literally the face I make when somebody steals my parking spot. I love it. And George Washington never looked, or not George Washington, Benjamin Franklin never looks amused by anything. English literature, I will die for honor. French literature, I will die for love. I don't know why I do all the accents. They're probably all the same. American literature, I will die for freedom. Or Russian literature, I'll die. Literally, Russia with most things. Like, let's just go for famines. Let's go for just killing off our people. Damn communism. Yes, I am anti-communist. Fight me. Communism never ends with anything less than genocide. I will stand on that forever. On to the next one. Describe world history in a few words. Knock knock, it's Europe. It really is. Because no matter what, you have Europe declaring a war somewhere. You can go back through the last couple thousand years, and no matter what, Europe is going to war. And actually, I watched that video, and I love that guy's video. I believe it is the entire history of the world. I guess it's a very funny video. You should go watch it. King dies. His eldest son. Oh no. Anyways, I'm king now. That would not be me. I do not. I would never want to be king, especially inheriting it that way. Yeah, and that's all we got for today. There are no more memes. Tell me what you guys thought. If you find any memes, maybe we should start like a subreddit or something. Maybe we'll find some way for the memes to keep coming in. These are just a couple that I've got from my friends that I talked about with wanting to do a meme review. Tell me what you guys think down below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.